Now we lift you up. Hold on. Welcome to 2.10 homework help. Okay, that should be better. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do them on the whiteboard, obviously. Let me turn off the lights for the glare. Wait for it. There we go. It is cold in my classroom. Okay. Whoa, let's squeeze you back. That was a little much. All right. I don't know. Let's number 2. Why not? We good? Yeah, number 2. Y equals x plus 6 squared minus 1. Okay, so the first 8, yes, the first 8, you're given the vertex form. Find the vertex, stretch, and x and y intercepts. See, that's what it says. I'm not lying to you. That's what it says. Sorry. Anyways, first things first, we shall find the vertex. I'll write it over here. Yes, I will. The vertex. Whew. Okay, the vertex you can just pull out of the equation. It's going to be the opposite of what's inside. So positive 6 is inside, so that means it's negative 6. And then your y value of your vertex is just whatever's on the outside, negative 1. So that's your vertex. Let's pull out the stretch. The stretch. You can't stretch too far. So the stretch, let me give myself a little bit more room there. Okay, the stretch is whatever number is in front of the parentheses over here. Whatever number you are multiplying by. There's not one. So that does not mean the stretch is 0. It means the stretch is what can you multiply this by and it won't change. What can you multiply this by and it will not change? 1. Okay, so the stretch is 1. Okay, so there, that's the least amount of work part. And then let's do the y-intercept. We will do it in red. Red, red, red. So you're trying to find the y-intercept. Oh, my red's not great. Hold on. Aha, new red. Okay, you're trying to find the y-intercept. So you're going to substitute 0 in for x. We don't need to write the 1. It doesn't do anything. That's just what our stretch is. Okay. 0 plus 6 squared minus 1. All I did was substitute 0 in for x. We still good? Yeah. 0 plus 6 is 6. So that's 6 squared minus 1. 6 squared with 6 times 6, which is 36 minus 1 equals 35. Okay. So your y-intercept is x is 0. If it's a y-intercept, x is always 0. If it is a y-intercept, x is always 0. And y is 35. So that means if you were to graph this, it would intersect, oh boy, I'll draw it like that. I don't know. It would intersect at 35. That's what that means. So it's wherever, oh, that's really sloppy. If I'm going to draw it, I should actually draw it. Hold on. Okay, so your y-intercept is 0, 35. That means your graph intersects the y-axis at 35. Okay. Just so, I don't know, if anyone needed clarification on that. Okay, and then the last thing you have to find is your x-intercepts. Are your x-intercepts. We'll do that in blue. Okay, so x-intercepts. Now you're going to substitute 0 in for y. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what this is. Probably going to be 2 of them. We'll see. So substitute 0 in for y. So y equals 0. And then rewrite everything else. Rewrite everything else. X plus 6 squared minus 1. Okay, now we're solving for x. So, first things first. I'm going to get rid of this. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. 0 plus 1 is just 1. Plus 1 equals. We haven't done anything to x plus 6 squared, so just rewrite it. We haven't done anything to it yet. And then negative 1 plus 1 is 0, so that's gone. So this is what we're left with. Okay? There, usually you would divide now, you would usually divide by whatever number is in front of the parentheses, but there isn't one. So you don't have to do that step. So now, you take the square root of both sides. Take the square root of both sides. Okay? So the square root of 1. That means what number times itself is 1. This is where you have to remember it's either 1 or negative 1. So then you have positive or negative 1 is equal to the square root of x plus 6 squared is just x plus 6. All right. Okay. Subtract 6 on both sides. We're still good. Let's move you down just a tad. Okay. So then you're going to have 1 minus 6 equals negative 5. Okay. And you're going to have negative 1 minus 6. See how I'm using both a positive and a negative? Equals negative 7. All right, so then your x-intercepts, I wrote this really big, a little smaller. Your x-intercepts are negative 5, comma 0, and negative 7, comma 0. All right, so that is all you need for number 2. Number 6. It's still cold in my classroom. All right. So we have to find the vertex, the stretch, and the intercept. So the vertex. I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Yeah, the vertex. So, what is the vertex of this problem? It's not as, I don't want to say it's obvious. It's not as, yeah, sure. It's not as obvious as usual. You have to think about it a little bit more. Okay, so there's nothing inside the parentheses with the x. There's nothing inside the parentheses with the x. Usually we have something there, right? We have x minus h squared. There's nothing there. So what does that mean h is if there's nothing there? It's 0. Okay, so this is really x minus 0 squared plus 9. Okay. Because what is x minus 0? It's just x. Okay, so you can just write it as 3x squared. So it's 0. So your vertex is at 0. It did not move left or right at all. All right, but it did go up 9. Ooh, so then this is 0, 9. Okay, small tangent, come over here. So if I have 4x squared minus 3, then my vertex, sorry, y equals, then my vertex, there's nothing inside, there's nothing with the x, there's no parentheses, there's nothing inside the parentheses with the x. So same idea, this is actually 4x minus 0 squared minus 3, right? We don't need to write x minus 0 because if you're subtracting 0, you're not doing anything. So your vertex would just be 0, comma, but we are going down 3, so 0, comma, negative 3. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Back to this problem. Where were we? I don't know. Oh, we found the vertex. So then the stretch, let me erase this. Oh, actually that would have been helpful. But the stretch is just what you're multiplying by. What are you multiplying by? Remember, this is actually 3x minus 0 squared plus 9, okay? So we're multiplying by 3. So your stretch is 3. Okay. All right, here we go. Y-intercept. So substitute 0 in for x. So 3, substitute in, 0 squared plus 9 equals 3. 0 squared is just 0 times 0, which is 0, plus 9. Oh boy. 3 times 0 is 0 equals 9. So your y-intercept is x is 0, as always, for your y-intercept, and y is 9. Okay. X. Okay, x-intercept. I didn't even write y equals. Hold on. My bad. So y equals 3x squared plus 9. Hopefully I wrote it on the actual homework. Yeah, I did. Okay. Substitute 0 in for y. Now we're trying to find the x-intercepts. So y is going to be equal to 0. 0 equals 3x squared plus 9. All right. So we're solving for x. So first we're going to subtract 9 from both sides. 0 minus 9 is negative 9 equals 3x squared. 9 minus 9 is 0. So that's what you're left with. I just like move over a little bit that way. And then, sorry, anyways. And then you're going to, we're solving for x. Although some of you might already see there's going to be a problem. So we're going to divide both sides by 3. Negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3 equals, these cancel each other out, so you're just left with x squared. X squared equals negative 3. Let me write this over there. I don't know why I'm so far over. Oh. Negative 3 equals x squared. Okay. That's what we got to. So now your next step would be to take the square root of both sides. Eat. Square root this, square root of that. Well, I can take the square root of x squared. It's going to be x. but I cannot take the square root of a negative number. Wait, because you can. This is not going to be a real number. The square root of -3 is an imaginary number. We're not dealing with that. If you were to graph this, there would be no x intercepts. So really for this, I got a little sloppy. So really for this problem, definitely, well, I don't know. As soon as you got to -9 equals 3x squared, you're like, this is going to be a negative number over here. Okay, so there's not going to be any x-intercepts. The square root of -3, you can't do it. If it was +3, you could do it. It would just give you a decimal. But you cannot take the square root of a negative number. Okay, so this one has no x-intercepts. So you could write no x-intercepts. Okay, that's number 6. Okay, number 5. Sorry, I backtracked. Are we going? Yeah, we're going. So, number 5. You still have to find the vertex, the stretch, the y-intercepts, and the x-intercepts. Okay, so let's look for the vertex first. Okay, so let's look for the vertex. So, y equals 2, x minus 3 squared. Look at this. This is hanging out inside the parentheses with my x. That has to be my vertex, my x-coordinate. But remember, it's the opposite, so it's +3. And then I'm not adding or subtracting anything over here. There's nothing there. So it's 0. So this means this parabola is going to be moved 3 to the right, and it's not going to move up or down at all. And it's also being multiplied by 2, which will make it skinnier, which is the stretch. So the stretch is 2. Okay, y-intercept. The y-intercept, we are going to substitute 0 in for x. Zero minus 3 squared. Okay, all I did was substitute 0 in for the x. Everything else is the same. Zero minus 3 is -3. Squared. Okay. Y equals 2. -3 squared. -3 times -3 is +9. So y would be equal to 18. Ta-da! So then your y-intercept is x is 0, y is 18. All right. X-intercept. So for your x-intercept, you substitute 0 in for y. So 0 equals, and then just rewrite this whole side, 2x minus 3 squared. Okay, we're solving for x. Usually our first step is to add or subtract whatever's over here. Like if it was a +7, we would subtract 7 first, but there's nothing there. So the next step is you're going to divide by whatever is in front. Whatever is in front of the parentheses, which is a 2. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. 0, this probably looks weird because people don't usually write it out, but 0 divided by 2 is just 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. And then over here, your 2's cancel. So you're left with x minus 3 squared. Right? Then you have to get rid of this. So take the square root of both sides. The square root of 0, geez. Sorry, it keeps, forehead surgery keeps twinging for some reason. Anyways, square root of 0 is 0, and then the radical and the 2 cancel each other out. So you're just left with x minus 3. Okay, last step is to last step is to add 3 to both sides. So plus 3 here, plus 3 here. So then that would be 3 is equal to x. So you only have one answer here. So it is 3, 0. If you only have one x-intercept, that's your vertex. See how they're the same? If you only have one x-intercept, that means your graph only touches the x-axis once. So your x-intercept is also your vertex. All right, that's number 5. Okay, moving on to the second part. This is given the vertex form. This is vertex form of a quadratic. Convert to standard form. So remember, standard form is that whole y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. All right. So we're going from here to there. So all you do is multiply everything out. So y equals -3, and then x minus 4 squared is x minus 4 times x minus 4, and then you have this plus 7. So really, well, now I can't remember which homework. Oh, now basically, no, you're not. Never mind. Just kidding. Never mind. You can either FOIL these first, x minus 4 times x minus 4, or you can distribute the 3 first. It doesn't matter which one you do first. So I'm going to start with my -3. Okay, so it's going to be y equals -3 times x, -3 times -4. Okay, so all I did was multiply by 3 here. Then this has to go back in parentheses because we still have to multiply it by x minus 4. And the 7, we'll wait until the very end to use the 7. Okay, we can't add him on yet. We have to do all of our multiplication first. All right, so now you're just FOILing two-part distribution. So start with -3x, and here we go. Y equals -3x squared, -3x times -4 plus 12x. And then we're done with the -3. So then move on to your 12 and distribute it. 12 times x is 12x. 12 times -4 is -48. Combine your like terms, so y equals -3x squared. 12x and 12x is 24x minus 48. Okay? Oh, shoot, forgot plus 7. Plus 7, plus 7. All right, now, my bad. So now we can actually combine -48 plus 7. Let's do that. -48 plus 7 is -41. There we go. Ta-da! So now -3 is A, your B is 24, and your C is -41. So we have it in standard form. Yeah, my bad. Do not forget to add on whatever is on the outside. Don't forget about it. Okay, that was number 11. Number 14. Y equals x plus 5 squared minus 11. So we're going from vertex form to standard form. Okay, so you have to multiply it all out. Some of you might be able to do this in your head, and that's cool. Just, if you're doing it in your head, that's fine. So x plus 5 squared is x plus 5 times x plus 5. And then you have this minus 11 that we'll deal with at the end. Okay. Two-part, so this is spoiling. Two-part distribution, start with your x. X times x is x squared. X times 5. We are done with the x. If you want, you can cross it out. Move on to your 5. 5 times x is 5x. And 5 times 5 is 25. And then we have minus 11. Okay. Combine your like terms. 5x and 5x. And then plus 25 minus 11. Is 14. Okay, and that's your final answer. So your A is 1, your B is 10, your C is 14. Okay, I think I'm going to leave you there. Good luck. Email me or text me if you have questions.